San Francisco is set to face the Packers, a team with a red-hot Jordan Love in their first playoff game. And Love, through the second half of the season, honestly looks like a top 15 quarterback. But I believe San Francisco has the keys to stopping him. In the previous video, I focused on San Francisco's defensive line, so in this video, I'm primarily going to be focusing on the back seven. Perhaps the biggest thing for San Francisco on this front is the player health. Specifically, the player Jair Brown. The rookie safety honestly has been playing like a Pro Bowler, and I don't think this season would have turned out the same without him. In addition to that, I believe San Francisco has the players to match up with the Packers perfectly. When you look at Romeo Doubs, for instance, the wide receiver that went off against the Cowboys, I believe Charvarius Ward can lock him down, much like he's locked down other top flight wide receivers throughout this year. In addition to that, San Francisco has Ambry Thomas and Deommodore Lenoir, two players that I think are playing better than they ever have. Lenoir's gotten more comfortable in the slot, and Ambry Thomas has made some huge plays on the outside. While these secondary players will play a key role in this matchup, I believe more importantly will be the game plan Steve Wilks designs. And from the film I've seen on Jordan Love, I believe he's chomping at the bit. When you watch Jordan Love's film, for instance, something that keeps popping up is how he struggles in pressure situations, actual or simulated. And for Steve Wilks, throughout his entire career, he's been known for having the highest blitz rate and some of the most creative blitz packages across the entire NFL. With that being said, let's see how Steve Wilks could actually implement some blitzes against this Packers team. Here, for instance, you can see how the Giants are showing a blitz, and I think this is something you want to do against Jordan Love. It seems like when he sees a blitz, even if it doesn't come, it speeds up his decision making. And on this play, he has to roll out. And rather than making the right decision, which would have been hitting this wide receiver on this out route, Jordan Love decides to go deep on the corner route, and this was an awful decision. And luckily for Love, he did get a PI call, but this easily could have been picked off. When you watch this play one more time from the end zone angle, something that becomes obvious is that Jordan Love didn't even need to leave the pocket. It's actually pretty clean. He could have stepped up, bought more time, but he rolls out and makes a dangerous throw. Even when Love does make the right decision though, often his throws are affected by the pressure, and this is something that's occurred all year. In this case, when we're looking at his most recent performance against the Dallas Cowboys, this cornerback blitz speeds up his process a little bit. And you can tell how Love doesn't get his feet all the way set, and this causes an inaccurate throw over the middle. While Love's inaccurate throw wasn't a huge deal in this case, against San Francisco, a team that led the league in interceptions, I think it will be. If you throw across the middle, you have to deal with the likes of Fred Warner coming off and picking off this pass. Thanks to San Francisco's elite defensive line, they won't have to solely rely on blitzes to get pressure on Jordan Love. But like the Giants did in this case, I believe San Francisco can utilize some trickery to change Jordan Love's decision making. On this play, for instance, the Giants are simulating a six-man pressure by lining up their linebackers on the line of scrimmage. Jordan Love really thinks they're coming though and speeds up his decision making. But if you look at this play one more time, you can see how there's an open crossing route. Even the Cowboys, who really didn't have that much success against Jordan Love, did utilize a simulated blitz, and it was successful. Now looking back to week 17 with the Minnesota Vikings, they're only bringing 3, even though it looks like they're bringing 5 initially. Jordan Love doesn't realize this, I don't think, in time. He lets it go deep, but there's an open man earlier in this route. And it was a dangerous throw once again. There's 2 safeties back there, and this one could have easily been picked off. Despite losing this game, I thought the Minnesota Vikings, especially early, did a nice job against Jordan Love. On this play, they actually do bring a blitz, and this is something that I think they did a nice job of, mixing it up. When Jordan Love isn't comfortable, doesn't know what's happening next for the defense, I think it often causes him to make the wrong decision. This is especially the case when Jordan Love thinks something is happening before the snap, but changes completely after the snap. Let's say a simulated blitz that actually turns into a cover one look after the snap. Overall, when I look at this matchup between Jordan Love and San Francisco, I see a quarterback who has a lot of potential as a first-year player, but also a lot of question marks, such as his ability to respond to a defense lining up in a blitz pre-snap and then dropping back into the coverage. Headed into this game, I think San Francisco is going to see some of these challenges Love has gone throughout this year and see if they can get an advantage over him in any way, such as by bringing simulated blitzes or actual blitzes, or maybe even just mixing up their coverages. These are just my thoughts though, in which way San Francisco can truly attack Jordan Love and this Packers passing game. And I'd like to hear your thoughts down below in which ways you think San Francisco can be successful against the Packers. It would also mean a ton to me if you liked and subscribed, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.